So you have the E chord, you can make that a bar chord, for example a G. Okay. It still looks like an E, but it's now a G because you're starting in a different area of the neck. Yeah? That would be an A, that would be a C, etc. So you have to learn where all these notes are so you can build your E-shaped chord anywhere on the neck. That's very important. Now you have to do that to all these 10 chords, the 5 major and the 5 minor. So A, bar chord, D, bar chord, G, bar chord. Okay, slightly awkward to play, but it works. C, bar chord. So C, C bar chord. Right, that's the first step. Around all these chords, if we continue with the minors, E minor shape, this is on the 5th fret, so that means it's in A. Around this you can build all the other stuff you need on the guitar, so like your minor pentatonic for example. So look at the chord here, and this is the scale. Right? Same thing will happen around all the other chords, so D minor, C minor, A minor, and we have the G minor shape as well, which is down here. Okay, that's like rock solo and blues solo, it's just using that basically. Most guitar players do only that and never move on. Now that's the problem, right? Because you can't play anything new and you get stuck after a few years because it always sounds the same. It's because you're using the same scale all the time. Now the major pentatonic scales fits around the major chords. So E as an A chord, so it's an E-shaped A chord. Okay? Major pentatonic. Same thing around the D shape, etc. Just you find the exercises on the site. Right. So the key here is that if you want to play like Jimi Hendrix or someone like a rock player who sounds really good, what they do is they swap between the different major pentatonics and different minor pentatonics. So let's take Little Wing as an example. That's the first chord. That's an E minor there, right? They're picking that, which is the first the 2 top strings, comes from that chord, the E minor chord. E as an E minor shape here because it's on the 12th fret, so it's the same as open, yeah? And then that's an E minor pentatonic. So first chord is an E minor. You never really play the chord, but you're hinting that you're playing the chord because you're playing that top there, you're playing the E minor pentatonic. So instead of going to the second chord, which is a G, okay, he plays a bit around that with the pentatonic. So into the G. Now, the key here is that you not keep on playing E minor pentatonic as you would if you were a boring soloist. Yeah, all the time E minor pentatonic over the whole progression. You swap for every chord. So you go E minor as we just heard, into G. Now you have to think G major pentatonic because it's a G major chord and G major pentatonic. So you have to know then where is your G major pentatonic in relation to where you are here. So it will be here if you're on that chord. That will be your G major pentatonic. Okay, so you can fill in that. Right, it could be the G shape which he's playing. Now, some of you are going to say that's the same scale as the E minor pentatonic, yeah? E minor pentatonic, G major. So why learn 2? Well, that's the secret, okay? Because as I said before, they have different intervals. Right? You have E minor here, that's the root, that's your minor third. So a lot of players go because that minor third has a specific sound in relation to the E. Now we're on the G chord, all the intervals have changed. So that's now a third, that's a root. So you can't, that doesn't go anywhere. You're just playing the root, yeah? As if you're playing the major third here. You can tell it wants to go somewhere more than if you just play that. So every time you swap chord, there's a new scale that comes with it, and this is really important. That's the whole secret. So E minor, G, A minor pentatonic, back to E minor. That's E minor pentatonic in an A shape. B minor pentatonic. A minor pentatonic, and then C. Over the C you can play. That's a very common Hendrixy kind of lick. It's C major pentatonic. It's a C chord, and we're playing the pentatonic that goes with it, and then D. D major pentatonic. So what happens now is if you play these scales following the chords, it sounds like you're in control. So let's think about the chords first. I'll play through the progression. G, A minor, E minor, B minor, to A minor, C, it's following the song and the chord progression and the vibe more. And the reason this sounds better is, if you imagine if you were a singer instead of a guitar player. If you were going to sing over this chord, it would be really hard for you to sing, for example, this note. Okay, because it's kind of far away from the chord. It would be much easier to sing that note. It fits with it, yeah? If you follow these rules, it's always going to sound like you fit with the song, rather than going... Okay, that's the key. So, that's playing guitar in blues and rock. You can add like flat fives to your minor pentatonics. That one. Yeah. That's the flat five. You can see a very bluesy sound. You can add a major 7. Slightly more classical actually sounding. This comes from the harmonic minor scale, that one. Those two notes are really good, and that's where you finish your level 2 studies at. You learned all your major and minor chords as bar chords. If you practice the cycle of fourths exercise, for example, you will know all your bar chords. You have to know that that's a G if you're there, yeah? And the next step from here is to learn, that's the G, where's my major pentatonic? Okay, that way. Okay, if I want to go from G down to here, I have to instantly know where my G major pentatonic is.